Her voice bled through the hallway, thin, careless, and sharpened by laughter. I wasn't supposed to hear it. The door was half closed. I was halfway out. And then she said it, clear, deliberate, almost playful. The kid looks nothing like him, but he's too dumb to notice. Child support secured. Silence. Then her mother's voice, muffled by the speaker. A low hum of approval, or maybe disbelief. Didn't matter. My pulse went still. The way still water looks before a storm breaks it. I didn't move, didn't breathe. My hand tightened around the keys until the metal cut my palm. Behind the door she laughed again, soft, conspiratorial, as if she'd rehearsed that sentence before. I stepped back into the shadow of the hallway, watched the light under the door shift with her pacing. For a moment I told myself I misheard, that she was joking, but she never joked like that, and her tone, that tone belonged to a woman who already believed she'd won. Dinner that night was quiet, too quiet. She smiled across the table, fork tapping against porcelain. Our son, my son, was in his chair, babbling nonsense between spoonfuls of mashed peas. I studied him, the slope of his nose, the curve of his mouth. I'd never doubted before, but now every feature looked foreign. She caught me staring. Something wrong? No, I said. Just one word. Even. Controlled. But my mind was cataloging every detail. Her shifting eyes, her forced ease, the faint tremor in her fingers. I excused myself early, claiming work. In my office, I sat in darkness, watching the reflection of my own face in the black monitor screen. Dumb. That's what she called me. The word pulsed behind my eyes until it turned into something colder, something useful. I opened a new browser tab, searched for private DNA testing services, the kind that don't ask questions. The test arrived 2 days later, small, discreet, unmarked. She handed me the package with casual curiosity. "What's that?" "Work samples," I lied. She smiled, believed it. I waited until she left for Pilates, swabbed my cheek, then his. Tiny gestures, quick and surgical, no hesitation. I sealed the envelope, slid it into my jacket, and drove. The city looked different that day. Colder, edges sharper, sounds thinner. Every red light felt deliberate. Every stranger's face unreadable. At home, I behaved like nothing had changed, played the role perfectly. Watched her move through rooms as if she owned the air in them. The way she'd kiss me goodnight, lips dry, eyes closed too soon. The way she'd text behind the bathroom door, screen angled away. Each moment built another layer of distance. Not anger, not yet, just precision. The results came in on a Wednesday morning, an email from the lab. Subject line, paternity report, confidential. I didn't open it, not immediately. I stared at the screen for several minutes, counting my breaths. When I finally clicked, the world went silent. 0% probability of paternity. The words didn't hurt, they clarified. Everything around me, the furniture, the walls, even the ticking clock, seemed to exhale the truth I'd been choking on. I printed the report, folded it neatly. Then I called my attorney. His voice was calm, almost clinical. Understood. We'll prepare the paperwork immediately. The rest of the day passed in deliberate motion. Emails, calls, signatures. I didn't confront her that night. Instead, I watched her sleep. How peaceful she looked. How still. Like someone who'd already buried her conscience. The next morning she dressed in pastel workout clothes, kissed my cheek and said, "Be back by noon." I nodded. When the papers arrived at her Pilates studio an hour later, I was parked across the street. Saw her through the glass, smiling, mid-conversation, hair tied up in careless perfection. Then the courier entered, handed her the envelope. Her expression froze. The smile faltered, then fractured. She looked around, confused, cornered. I watched her mouth form my name, soundless through the window. She called, 4 times. I didn't answer. When she finally came home, she found me sitting at the kitchen table. Only the lamp was on. The report lay between us, next to the signed legal documents. Her eyes were red. "Please, let me explain." I lifted a hand. Quiet. She stopped. I wanted to hear what silence did to her. Minutes passed. She tried again, voice shaking now. "It was a mistake. It didn't mean." I slid the report toward her. She read the numbers, saw the verdict. "No," she whispered, and then louder, desperate. "It's not. There must be—" "There isn't." That was all I said. 3 syllables, sharp enough to end everything. She broke then, hands to her face, sobs that sounded foreign in this house. The house she turned into a lie. I stood, walked past her, and paused at the doorway. She reached out, trembling, fingers catching air. "You can't just walk away," she said. I didn't look back. "Yes," I said, "I can." I drove until the city disappeared behind me. No destination, just distance. The road was clean, empty. For the first time in months, my mind was too. People talk about heartbreak like it's chaos, but it's not. It's mathematics. You subtract the lies. You divide the trust. What's left is the remainder, the truth, small but exact. She thought I was too dumb to notice, too blind to see what she hid in plain sight. But intelligence isn't loud. It's quiet, methodical. By the time she realized, the story had already ended. I didn't need revenge. I only needed confirmation, and I got it. The child wasn't mine. The silence was. I left the papers, the house, and her name behind, but kept the quiet. It was the only thing she never managed to lie about.